like the uncertainty and the unknown about what's going to happen, they're going to ask me. And so all I can do is to go there and tell the truth and just be myself.
This is Unlawful. Welcome to Unlawful. I'm Brandon Renken, as always, and with me today is our first follow-up guest, Marshawn Allen. How are you doing, Marshawn?
I'm doing good. How are you, Brandon?
I'm great. If you haven't watched Marshawn's original episode, I would go back and watch it, but Marshawn has taken a long road, a long path to becoming a lawyer, but you're finally a lawyer, and I really wanted to start off this conversation with congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then I wanted to jump into, so the last time we talked was February of 2025. So it was almost exactly a year and a half ago. Not exactly, but almost a year and a half ago. And at that point, you were a struggling law student. And I say struggling, not because you struggled, but just because law school is a struggle.
It's a struggle. It is.
Yeah. So where are you today?
I graduated, obviously. I graduated May 17th, and now I'm in the midst of bar prep.
Sure.
That's where I'm at right now.
And one of the things we talked about on your first episode, because of your past and because of your criminal history, the difficulties you might have qualifying for the bar or being admitted to the bar. And I wanted to just jump right into that. Is that still something that's on the horizon that you don't know how it's going to pan out? Or have you taken steps to understand what's going to happen to you or how you're going to be treated by the bar?
I have taken steps. I do have an attorney that's helped me through the process, helped me navigate the process. We did file my bar application in January of this year. So it's pending. My case has been assigned to a committee. And I just learned, was it yesterday, day before yesterday? It was yesterday, actually. I found out that I'm going to be interviewing with the committee in July.
And what's that? Because before we started recording, we were talking about how the end of law school feels both totally eventful and totally uneventful at the same time because everybody jumps into bar prep. What's it like having that added stress of I could do everything right, I could pass the bar, and I still have this additional hurdle that I have to get over? What's that like?
Yeah, I've been struggling with that for a number of reasons. One, because prepping for the bar and I'm doing all this prep, I'm taking off time from work and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, I may not even be able to take the bar in July if things turn out right. So I'm like, it's stressful trying to manage that and even trying to study for the bar at the same time. It's very stressful, but I'm being hopeful that things will turn out right. I had a lot of good references. This happened a long time ago. I'm a total different person than I was back then. And I'm just putting a lot of faith in God that things will work out. He has got me this far, so I'm hoping that it'll work out and things will turn out well in the end.
And one of the things that obviously has always impressed me so much about you and our limited relationship, and we talked about this the first time we talked, is the level of accountability, right? And I have never gotten the perception from you that you feel like you either deserve anything in terms of good things to happen to you or that you didn't deserve anything in terms of the bad things to happen to you. You always seem to be highly accountable and, like you said, hopeful.
Yeah.
And I have to think that's something that when you talk to your lawyer about this, and I don't want you to waive attorney-client privilege or anything like that, and when you talk to the bar interviewers, that you're going to be confronted with and that you're going to confront.
Yeah. So that's the advice I got, was like just to own the conviction, which I've always done.
Sure.
I've always take ownership and accountability for what I did and what I participated in. And so I don't think that'll be a difficult part. It's just nervousness because I don't know what they're going to ask me. I don't know what their position is going to be about anything, but it's just like that, the uncertainty and the unknown about what's going to happen. They're going to ask me. And so all I can do is to go there and tell the truth and just be myself. So
I cannot imagine the amount of weight on your shoulders. And I think that there are a lot of people, to the extent there are any people who watch this, I never know, but all of those people will listen to having to, just the mere concept of having to work as hard as you work and still have to just float the consequences out to other people. Like it's a super daunting concept. But tell me about what's happened in your life in the year and a half since we last talked. You obviously have graduated law school, but what else has gone on?
I think at the time in February, I might have just been starting a legal clinic. I think that was in 2024, 2025. I worked in a legal clinic for 2 semesters. As a matter of fact, it was 2024. I actually worked at a summer associate at a law firm, civil rights law firm over the summer. And it was a good experience. At first, I didn't think I was going to be able to do a summer associate role because I'm working full time and going to school. I'm like, I don't know what and in the summertime, I'm still taking classes. So I was working full time. I was going to class in the evening time. And I found the time to do a summer associate role at a law firm. But they were very.
So your days have more than 24 hours somehow.
No, they were very generous with me. What they did, they allowed me to do it part time, and they allowed me to do most of it remotely. So awesome. That helped out a lot. Well, I didn't have to go to the office. I was able to do the work from home, but it was a good experience. I wished I could have done it, and that's been my biggest regret. It's like I don't feel like I had a true law school experience because of the working, and like I wanted to get more involved in stuff on the campus, and I wasn't able to.
But don't take for granted the fact that being in person and being with people for various reasons, it is a benefit and has an impact.
I wanted to get a real feel. I never worked in a law firm before.
Sure.
I work in a nonprofit now, and we are kind of like a public interest law firm, but I'm in the policy department, so I'm not doing legal work. But I really wanted to get that full experience. And it was a law firm I was interested in working for, so I wanted to get a feel for their culture. And so I would go in on Wednesdays when they have their lunch. Everyone pretty much came in the office on Wednesday, and they had a lunch for everybody, and you had to get to mingle and talk to everyone. And I did that as much as I could, but it still wasn't the full experience. But that'd be my only regret is that, I wish that I could have like really taken that role on and been able to like enmesh myself into that role, but I wasn't able to.
You mentioned before we started recording, studying work after the bar. Is the plan to go back to that law firm after the bar, or?
Right now, I'm staying at my current organization right now. I don't have any plans or have any. I did file an application for a justice fellowship role at a firm, but the issue there is that they said they don't hire straight out of law school. So I tried to capitalize on my pre-law school experience with my legal experience. And I'm not a typical 25-year-old person graduated from law school. I have like professional work experience before law school. I have legal experience before law school, but I haven't heard anything about it. But yeah, that would be ideal. Like I can go, because I really want to do civil rights work, and I really want to get some more experience in doing that type of work. I did a lot of 1983 work when I was in prison, basically on prison conditions and stuff, but I want to do more of that stuff. I took employment discrimination this semester, and that's the clinic I took, 2024. The employment discrimination clinic. Worked on a lot of civil litigation clinic, but I worked on a lot of employment discrimination cases and really liked that area of law too.
And it's definitely something where we need people. There's definitely the need to continue to pursue civil rights under the law as much as possible and getting back to the accountability that we were talking about earlier, hold everybody accountable, as much as we can. So what else? What else is going on?
I joined Phi Alpha Delta, which was the legal fraternity. I think I first joined that in 2024. So that may not have came up. And I became a justice for a little while of my chapter, my law school chapter. They reached out to me and said, "We want you to be the justice." I'm like, "Look, I work full time. I'm going to school, and even I don't have to. I'm not on campus a lot." It's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. No one's going to bother you. You'll be fine." As soon as I accepted it, they were sending me emails like, "You haven't done this yet. You haven't done that yet." I'm like, "Look, I can't do this." I told them I could head it. It was a new student came in. He was interested in the role, and I like give it to him. I said, because I don't have time to do all this stuff right now. But I did that. I'm still a member, and I really enjoyed it. And I would have loved to have been able to take that on full time as well. But
you're certainly drinking from the fire hose for sure.
I took the mediation clinic as well, which is I'm getting a certificate from Chicago Ken in civil litigation and alternative dispute resolution. And as part of that, which is part of me taking the civil litigation clinic for 2 semesters, I also had to do a mediation clinic for 1 semester. And I got trained as a mediator, did 40 hours of mediation training, got certified as a mediator, and was actually mediated some real cases last year, right before the summer. And I stayed on as a volunteer, but I didn't get a chance to take on any more cases. But that was really interesting.
And I want to ask you about something you said earlier. You have this interview coming up. I hate to go back to the bar issue, but you have this interview coming up. I can't wish you anything but success. And if you ever need anything from me, let me know.
I definitely will. And thank you, Brandon, for even calling me back and being interested in my story and wanted to share it. Thank you.
That's Unlawful. And I really appreciate your time, Marshawn.